What is up, DramaAlert Nation? I'm your host, Killer KEEMSTAR. Let's get right into the news. I've debated whether or not to make this video. I wasn't sure if I wanted to make it or not. But there's a lot of information all over the place, and I've seen some people making videos about it and getting the story completely wrong. So I figured it was best that I told you guys exactly what's been going on for the last couple days, and why I've tweeted what I've tweeted and why I've said what I've said. It basically started like this. A couple days ago, Nadeshot tweeted out, "What a time to be alive." This guy named Matthew responded by saying, "My grandpa just died. Thanks for the tweet." Now, I thought this was funny because obviously his grandfather did not die, Obviously, he's responding to what Nadeshot said, "What a time to be alive," as a joke, as a troll. I took a screenshot of it and tweeted it out saying, "Ha ha ha ha." And that's when an Obey member responded to it by saying, "I don't think that's funny at all." And I responded back to him saying, "You're being emotional," or I don't know exactly what I said, but I responded back to him basically saying, "You're being emotional." And he uploaded a video to Twitter, and he said some sexual stuff about my 6-year-old daughter. And for those of you that aren't parents out there, it's going to be harder for you to understand. But for those of you that are parents, you're going to understand that someone says something like that about your kid, you're gonna defend your kid. I thought that he just career ended himself. I thought he was going to be kicked from Obey. I mean, Obey is a Call of Duty team. They have sponsors. You can't have your members run around saying, sexual things about 6-year-old little girls. But Obey acted different. They defended him. After hours of talking to him, they made him delete the video and they made him apologize, which I kind of liked. But I'm kind of shocked that they didn't kick him. But when he made the apology video, I listened to it, and basically, he let this little internet spat get the best of him, and I forgave him. And that was it. That was pretty much the end of it. I was still kind of mad at Obey for not kicking him. I'm surprised they defended him at first. But then a video came from Scarce. And if you don't know who Scarce is a kid who got his first start on YouTube from me. He uploaded a video on his channel thanking me for giving him his first start. And after he did that, about a month later, he started copying what I do on YouTube. He started doing news in the Call of Duty community, primarily in the sniping community. And right off the bat, people called him out for copying me. And I defended him. And in fact, I contacted him, befriended him, helped him with sponsorships. I was this guy's friend. He was in my channel box here on DramaAlert. You know how it shows other channels that you're friends with or whatever, for the last year. I helped Scarce grow, and when people called him out for copying me, I defended him. The one thing I never really liked about Scarce is that he didn't really focus too much on the facts. It was all kind of like him injecting opinion and all different types of stuff. A different style than DramaAlert. DramaAlert, we focus on facts, and we need to focus on facts because the people that we are reporting on have spent years building their career, and if we put out some wrong information, it can really damage their career and hurt them. So it's a big responsibility to do the news. But when Scarce reported on this story, he said that I picked on a kid because their grandfather died. And that hurt me. That hurt me that he got the story wrong. It hurt me that, I've helped Scarce out. I've, like I said, got him sponsorships, got him subs, defended him. And, he didn't take the time. He didn't do the work. He didn't do the research to understand that tweet or even read the tweet. In fact, in the video, he showed the tweet, but he didn't read it in the video. He just assumed that I was picking on a kid whose grandfather that died. And I'm friends with a guy. You know, if I assumed that he did the same thing, I would contact him. I would call him. I would talk to him. He even says in the video, I don't know why he would do that. Well, if you're going to be doing news and you have questions, you should probably go get the answers. You should probably contact that person. When he started talking about what the Obey member said about my kid, he laughed in the video. So this hurt me. I just could not believe that someone that I've helped on YouTube would do this to me. So, yeah, I made some videos on Twitter calling him out, saying that, you know, he has no integrity. He shouldn't be doing news. And not only that, he betrayed me as a friend, as someone that helped him grow here on YouTube. When I first reached out to him via Skype, I assumed that he would just remove the video, upload a video apologizing, explaining to his audience that he got the story wrong, but that didn't happen. That didn't happen at all. You know, him sending that message out there that I picked on a kid for his grandpa dying was just so wrong and changed the minds of so many people. You know, people think that I'm fucking evil because of what he said. So then this same guy that I helped out, Scarce, he decided to, because I blocked him on Twitter, I removed him from my channel box on YouTube, and I blocked him on Skype. He decided to tweet out, I dare KEEMSTAR to come to a debate. You know, he basically wanted this situation for him to get more attention. And I was so angry, and I had some stuff that I needed to say to him. I said, fine. And I went live, and I invited him on my show, and we had a debate. A lot of things were said back and forth, and at one part of the debate, I explained to him that, you know, 3 months ago, we had to stop tweeting news. And the reason why we had to stop tweeting news is because Scarce was taking the DramaAlert news that we were tweeting and hurrying up and rushing and uploading a video. You know, on DramaAlert, we don't have a quota. We don't upload every day. We want to make sure that, you know, the news that we put together here is good. We want to make sure that all the content's there. We put a lot of time and effort into making sure that we have everything right. Scarce was taking the news that we found, rushing, getting it out to YouTube before we did. And then once we would upload and do a thorough job, a good job, we would get comments saying that we're copying Scarce. So we stopped tweeting it. And I brought that up. And he said, I didn't do that. I didn't copy you, or we weren't stealing your news, or he said he wasn't stealing my news. And I brought up the point that, you know, he reports on the sniping Call of Duty team, and that all of a sudden, about 3 months ago, he starts reporting on Minecraft YouTubers and, you know, hacking stuff, and he starts reporting on KSI. And apparently KSI was watching, and he tweeted at Scarce something like, keep your name out of my mouth, hashtag KEEMSTAR for life, defending me. And I've thought about that. And I've been thinking about that, why KSI defended me. Me and KSI have always been cool, but we're not like best friends. And I think the reason, and I could be wrong, but I think the reason why KSI defended me is because what Scarce did to me probably hit home to KSI. As you know, he had a beef with GudjonDaniel for years. And the only thing that we could get out of KSI of why there was a beef was, you know, basically that GudjonDaniel used him. And from the outside looking in, you know, I thought it was kind of weird that KSI wouldn't forgive him after years, you know. But now that this experience has happened to me firsthand, now I understand why KSI wouldn't forgive him. You know, this YouTube game is hard. There's a lot of work. There's a lot of effort. And when you're willing to go and help someone out, and then they just use you, and then they betray you, you know, it's something that you can't forgive. All right. And that's pretty much where I'm at with it. I cannot forgive what Scarce did. You know, I've literally helped this guy. The guy has made a career out of, you know, copying what I do. And instead of me, you know, putting him on blast, I stuck up for him for all this time. I got the guy's sponsorship deals. He was in my channel box, and he did this to me. So a lot of people keep asking, you know, why aren't you dropping it? This is why. This is why. I don't think I'm ever going to drop it. I don't think I'm ever going to forgive him. You think that people are your friends in this YouTube game, but they're just fake. They're fake. You know, I thought the leaders of FaZe and me were cool. You know, when this situation happened, they're like, oh, we're not taking sides. You know, I understand that people are just fake. People are thinking about their careers. People are thinking about what's best for them. You know, how would people react to this? You know, they're not thinking about what's right, what's good. You know, they're not thinking about loyalty. They're not thinking about just being a good human. They're thinking about what's going to make them look best or what's going to get them ahead. And I just don't have that same thought process. I have a very different thought process.